Hey, it's the wait a minute. Whose Jeep? Last time I Jeep. Today we have a 1995 Cherokee Sport. Ooh. So there's a few things. Someone dropped this off so I could do some work on it. Next up, we got a major overheating issue, and the electric fan doesn't work, along with the fact that it's a little cracked. So we got to figure out why this thing isn't working. The temperature gauge definitely works. It was going up. It was damn near the red. I had to rev it at 2 grand just to get the temperature to go down. There was no water in the reservoir, so that's not good. So we'll have to figure out what's going on with this piece of crap. Okay, well, I don't know about you, but that seems like a pretty obvious leak to me. I don't think that was there, unless that was. No, you can see the wetness. Oh yeah, something's leaking. I wonder what to get underneath. We can follow our drip path. Notice we got drippies here, we got drippies here, we got drippies there. Comes off the engine block. So it looks like it is in the water pump area, but I don't know if it's coming from that lower hose or if the pump itself is shot. A little hard to tell. I might start it up and see if we can get any drippies. Generally, you shouldn't open this when the engine's hot, but this is cold to the touch. So we don't have anything in here anyway. Still use a rag in case there's any fumes or anything, but you don't want any vapor blast from your face hole. Oh god. Yeah, buddy. She's looking mighty beauty. This thing's rusty inside and out. That is gross. Holy crap. Alright. So, now let's see if we can figure out where the coolant goes. Okay, so this right here is our drippy area. So now that she's running, we come up there. I don't know if you can see that. But we got, the drip is dropping from there, but if you can see, it's coming from up there. So, that looks like it's coming from the water pump weep hole, or maybe even higher. More than likely it's the water pump though, so we'll have to replace that. Yeah, you want to check the top of the water pump and the thermostat housing and all that. And none of these guys look like they're leaking. So I think we can safely assume it's coming out of the weep hole in the water pump. Turning the fan onto AC, it actually works. You can see it bouncing around, but I mean, you know, does the job. The nice thing is, since it's blowing, it's pushing itself back in. Still not great. Clean water going right in. And dude, it just keeps coming out. Holy crap. Jesus, mate. Okay, so now we got the system drained. So I just pulled the plug out of the radiator just to get some of the water out of the system. Now we get to have the fun part of replacing the water pump and thermostat. So in order to make room, we're going to remove the electric fans, we're going to take the belt off, and then we should have enough to get to our pump. Okay. The electric fan is pretty easy. You got 2 bolts holding it at the top, and then it should just pull right out. For this fan shroud, I'm not sure if there's bottom retainers, but there are top retainers, so I'll take that out. But the annoying part is going to be taking the clutch off and all that. Fun. And then to loosen the bolt. Oh, this is the old system. Oh, gross. This has got the old power steering pump adjuster. You gotta loosen up this bolt and the bolt at the bottom, and then you gotta spin that thing in. Alrighty. Okay, let's both these guys out. So, yeah, this one only has the 2 top bolts, which is nice. So you take this one out first, and then you can move the fan over and take that out real easy. No problems. Alright, while we're in here, we can check the clutch fan, and it definitely has some good resistance, so it's good. It's not just free spinning. That means that the clutch in there is still, you know, pretty good. But we are going to have to remove it in order to really get good access to this water pump. So we're going to remove the clutch fan first on these nuts. That's going to be fun to get to. They're probably 1/2 inch. We're going to keep the belt on and keep it tight because that will help hold the pulley still while we crank these off. So you can use that to our advantage. Those are dream, they come right out. Cool. Yeah, that worked perfectly. Alright. So now we might have to beat on it a little bit, but this fan should split from the pulley. So we should be able to pull it forward. And then we can work on the pump bolts. So I got one of them free, but then once the WD-40 got on the belt, and then the pulley just started slipping instead like a crap basket. So you put a screwdriver in there, like that, to hold the bolts in place while you loosen up one of the other ones. Ugh, what a pain in the butt. These ones are stuck in a whole heck of a lot harder than the nuts are. But eventually you'll be able to break them free. At least hope so. Yeah. Okay, so we do need to loosen this one and the two back here. That bottom one you can only get from the bottom of the vehicle. So now, by turning that bolt counterclockwise, you can loosen this. Now be warned, it takes fucking forever to loosen this thing up. But eventually, you'll be able to work the belt off. Real pain in the butt though. This system is so obnoxious to work on. Ah, come on, you crap basket. So close. Okay, once you can finally get the damn thing around the water pump pulley, then you're golden. So, before you take it off, remember which way it goes. So, the good way to remember with the power steering pump, it goes to the water pump, and it goes to our idler pulley up to our compressor. The compressor goes to the alternator, alright, so it goes straight down, and then it comes right back up to the fan, and the fan goes to the balancer. So there you go. It's kind of a S-shaped dealio going on. So just remember that, because you can put this on a couple different ways, and well, a few of those ways might not be the way you want it to go back on. So just remember how that went on before you take it off. Now, that pulley might be a bit of a pain to get off. Hopefully a couple knocks with a hammer should take it right off though. And then we'll see what we gotta do to take this damn fan pulley off. Bunch of crap. So, with a flathead and a hammer, I was finally able to work that thing free. Hit it on one side, then you spin it, hit it, spin it, hit it, and eventually you get that damn thing free. Okay. So now we have much better access to our water pump. Yay! Oh, and we gotta take off the frickin' power steering pump and all that. Oh my god, what a pain in the butt. Nothing's ever simple on these damn things. Okay, thermostat housing is off. This guy right here. You have two 1/2-inch bolts. You got a big one up at the top, small one at the bottom. I tried to break the hose free and it came right out, so it shouldn't be stuck on there too bad. Try not to beat the crap out of it because it is light aluminum. When we clean this up, we're going to want to make sure that the gasket is nice and clean. Thermostat came out with, so that's cool. Yummy. Alright. Still can't get this damn pulley to break off. Might have to heat it up. Okay. Holy crap. She's violent when she comes off. Oh my. What a little piece of crap that thing was. So, I just kept prying right here, like this, and working my way around. You could actually see it flex right here, so I knew it had to be loose. So I just kept turning it, popping it, and finally that thing just came free all in one motion. Alright, now I can get to the water pump. You got a bolt, one bolt, two bolt. Come on, you frickin' fawn. Two down there, three. I forget if 4 is lower or not. Oh. Then we gotta take this bracket off the side and all that crap. And we're gonna have to take this bracket off so that we can get that thing off. The heater core. Focus! Come on, work with me. Jesus Christ. So, when you take out that bottom bolt, make sure it's gonna be the same size. You can see that there. There's one near there for the timing cover, and it's a smaller bolt, so make sure that you don't take that one out. Now, you have to take these two bolts, 1 and 2. This one was a real pain in the butt to take off. I don't know why. The bottom one came off really easy. This one was being a real, just not having a good day. So, finally got the water pump free, but As you can see, it doesn't really want to come out because we're going to have to take the power steering pump off more, which sucks. Hate this thing. Such a dumb design. So we got to take this bowl off and that one back there maybe? Or is that not a thing anymore? Did they get rid of that one? There's got to be 2 mounting surfaces on there, right? I don't know. It's a pain. I guess we're gonna have to loosen this one up. Fuck snakes, man. Come on. Jesus. Had to take that nut off, that nut off. Had to take this bolt off here for that lower bracket. And guess what? That lower bracket's got another bolt here, which mounts to this underneath this guy, way on the bottom. Now we can get to that bolt way in the back behind everything because the damn thing didn't want to pivot far enough for me to get my swivel in there. This thing sucks. God dang it. Okay, one last hose clamp, which of course I couldn't get to because it was facing up instead of down or out, or any way that would be easy to get to. Oh, this stupid thing's free. God, what a bunch of crap. So that looks pretty rusty to me. I'd assume that was our leak. I really hope it is. Before you beat the crap out of this, we still got to take this little guy off. Fucking thing. Hey, at least now we can clean off all the gasket and schmoo, right? Woo. Alright, here's the halfway mark. Okay. So now, I have everything all cleaned up. Now you can get gasket scrapers or you can make your own. I like to live a little dangerously. What's the fun if you can't accidentally chop your finger off? So the trick here is make sure this is real tight and you don't side load it too much. You don't want to scrape too much at an angle and have it slip or do something dumb. If you're going to do this, be careful. Obviously this is something real sharp. But you want to be as flat as possible so you're not actually cutting into the metal. And what you're doing is getting the gasket off instead. And then I finish it off with a little wire brush with this guy. Give it a nice little scrub, make sure she's nice and clean. So obviously stuff like this, you want to come in here and get this stuff off. I can't really do this one-handed, but you kind of get the idea. It'll come off. Just got to get under it. Alright, so here it is, the new pump. Gotta get some fresh dirt on there, So if you notice, it does not come with this fitting over here. So you will have to break that free. It's a 3/4 inch. And it just unthreads. I don't think that nut section actually comes free. I'm pretty sure it's stuck on with the rest of it. It doesn't look like there's a split anywhere. Or if there is, it's incredibly rusted. So there's a little bit of Teflon on there or some kind of thread sealant, so we're going to put some thread sealant on when we put it on. You got to put this on first, unless of course that nut comes free, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to rotate it properly. But yeah, we're going to put a little thread sealant on there and thread this guy in until it's pointing the right direction and thread it in as far as we can get it. And then we can put it on. Got some thread sealant on there. We got it at the right angle. So now when it fits in there, this point's where it should. Cool. So, give it one last wipe down. And this pump came with a gasket. So let's put the gasket on there. And we can tighten the bolts down. We're not going to tighten them down all the way though. We're going to put the power steering pump in as well. And get all the bolts in. And then tighten it up. Because otherwise it's you're going to hate yourself. So get all the bolts in and then tighten. Promise you it'll be a lot easier. Alright, so that one cranky bolt we're going to clean up because I don't feel like having issues with it. So we get ourselves our metric 10 by 1.5 millimeter. And we're going to just run her in there. See if this don't clean her up a little bit. Should be good as new. Yeah, buddy. Get my aluminum chunks out there. Got to tighten down them bolts a little more. It'll be brand new after this. Okay, now we can start slowly putting this together. I guess I just tighten up that rear bolt before I get too far on this. But yeah, now we got one bolt in. Forgot we need this side bracket to get the bottom bolt in. Always something. So I got big bolt, and then a kind of small bolt and some others. So I started on the small bracket. I did the bolt underneath, then I did this one, then I did the big one that connects the water pump to this bracket, then I did the one above that, then I did this one, and then I tightened up all the water pump bolts. Don't go too tight on these. I think they only need around 26 foot-pounds. If you tighten them too far, you'll start stripping the threads out of the block, so don't go too far. You'll feel it. So now we can finish up, tighten the brackets for the swivel part. You got this one, you got a nut, you got the two nuts in the back. That's good. We're gonna put the thermostat on. We're getting there. Got our new thermostat, 195. That's a factory temperature. And a new Velcro gasket. Oh yeah! Okay, so we got a thermostat in. I feel like up and down is the easiest way for it to fit in the housing. If you ever see a hole just drilled on the outside, make sure the hole faces up. That's to allow air bubbles to escape. Got a gasket on here with the two bolts. Big bolt goes in the top, obviously. Small bolt in the bottom. Now, you must be very careful when you put this on, because you bump this and it falls down, and it's not resting on that crack. There's a cutout for this to fit. If it's not resting on there perfectly, when you go to crank this housing down, you're going to crack the housing right in half. Ask me how I know. So make sure when you put this in that you're really careful, you're really watching, and make sure that this thermostat is in there fully seated and doesn't fall down, because you're gonna have a bad day. Okay, so now we got the fan on. Focus. Thank you. Water pump bolts are on. So now we can bring that bolt all the way back in so we can try and squeeze this belt back on. And we're pretty good. I purposely left the heater hoses off because I'm going to flush them. I want to back flush them proper. Even though we did all that other stuff, I want to flush this directly, especially reverse direction, make sure all the crud's out of there. We can tighten it up, put some coolant in. Woohoo! Alright, in case you thought I was too official, let's get ourselves a nice redneck backyard fix. So, you recognize this piece right here. This is an old axle tag. It's so rusted you can't read the damn thing anyway. It's not accurate anymore, so took myself some little self-tapping screws and drilled it through there. Since this whole arm is cracked, just enough support to hold it. I mean, when the fan blows, it's gonna push it in anyway, but you know, for this dude's beach buggy, I think it's more than enough. So that'll get him through. Alright, let's put that back in, put the other fan shroud in, and then start flushing and filling. Looking pretty good. Got the shroud in. Got the electric fan in, doesn't fall down nearly as much now, so that's cool. Got it all bolted down, got the fan reconnected electrically, got the belt tight, all that's tight, everything's good, routed. Wonderful. Okay, so now we're going to see if we can flush out this heater core. We're going to run this in one way, run it out the other. Wow, amazingly, looks very clean. Ain't that something? Huh, well, I guess that flush actually does pretty damn good. But this is the normal direction, so we're going to flip it around and put it in the other way and see what happens. Okay, brown question mark? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's a little brown. Not bad though. Not bad. So flushing does a pretty good job. Usually when you back flush it, a lot of stuff comes out of there. Cool. I think she's pretty clean then. I think we're safe to hook it up. Okay, we're going to do a trial run with water. 1, to clean out the system one last time, and 2, to check for leaks. I don't want to waste antifreeze if we find out the radiator unclogs or something like that. For all those that are going to complain, oh, you're using tap water, blah, 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 this, that, antifreeze has a bunch of corrosion inhibitors in there just for stuff like this. We're going to be alright. Okay. Quick check, is everything, nothing's in the way, fan's not going to eat anything up, belt's tight, all the bolts are tight, nothing's missing, nothing's where it shouldn't be. Okay. There's nothing, I guess. All systems are go, Captain. Fire when ready. I know what that sound is. That's the water pump pulley, because we bent it a little bit. We're also getting a leak out of that hose, so that kind of sucks. Alright. Okay, it looked like it was just that hose that was leaking. So, I took one of these guys. This is specifically made to cut hose. So, I chopped off a little bit. Basically just the messed up part, about an inch. And then I just jammed it back on there and she seals great. Alright, so we're gonna run her again, see what happens. Okay, so after running the engine for like an hour or two, that's what came out. Mostly clear, but still kind of brown. I don't know, it's gonna be hard to get this thing much cleaner than this though. Just gonna top it off, call it good. A lot better than it was. Alright, now it's time for the liquid green. So I just pulled the lower radiator hose on the water pump to drain it real quick. So since I know that there is some water in the system, I'm going to do a little bit, probably more of a 60-40 coolant to water. So we're just going to start the engine and see how much of the coolant we can get that thing to suck down. Make sure that our heat is on so it runs through the heater cord too. We're just going to let it run for a little bit and see if any of the bubbles come out. We'll also squeeze this hose. And that'll get some more of the bubbles out. Over time, the system will work the bubbles out. That's what that recovery tank is for, so we want to make sure that that recovery tank has plenty of coolant in it, so when it cools down, it sucks it back in, and you know, it'll eventually clear itself out nice and pretty. So I'm going to unbolt that, dump the water out, put some 50 in, and let this get up to temperature. Alright, 2 little 5/16 bolts, take this out. I had to use a 6-point because the 12-point just wasn't quite grabbing. So that comes free, you got one on each side, and you can take that out and dump it. Alright, I've heard you can also get the brown out of there with ice cubes. You put some ice cubes in there and shake it all up, but we're good. I'm going to fill that up, take it for a drive, see how she does. Alright, so the guy was coming to pick it up before I could finish up the video. But rest assured, it's been running great now. Temperatures are a lot cooler, coolant is a whole lot greener, and there's no more leaks or strange problems. So I'd have to say this was pretty successful. So if you got to change a water pump and a thermostat, well, here you go. Alright, maybe, just maybe, she'll be able to run another day.